Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. There's a whole bunch of news out there, so let's talk about it. Hono Studios have revealed full images of their upcoming Iron Man figure, their classic comic book 616 Iron Man, to join the ranks of Wolverine and Magneto, and judging by promotional artwork, hopefully Thor pretty soon as well. This line, which is distributed by Sideshow, I think, so it's kind of like Hot Toys, but a separate thing, but the same idea of action figure. 1/6 scale, super detailed, very high-end, no price yet, but I think Wolverine and Magneto are about $250, so that would make sense that that's the ballpark they're going to go for. It looks glorious, man. It looks really, really good. The metallic sheen on the paintwork, it looks bright and popping and bold. I mean, that's always the best part about the classic Iron Man armor, is that cherry red and the way that it just leaps out at you. This figure is doing exactly that with a whole bunch of interchangeable parts, accessories. He's got the comic book base behind him as well. A real nice looking set. I'm glad that I'm managing to avoid these, because with the brown costume Wolverine as well, they are making some really good looking stuff. This looks like no exception either, so I'm just trying to see if there is a specific first quarter of 2025 is when it's set to release, and it just says here that, yeah, pre-orders go live soon, so keep your eyes out if you want to get hold of this, because I get a feeling it might be quite popular. Actually, I say Sideshow. I think Sideshow are distributors. I get so confused with the different company names. But the makers of Hono Toys that make this are people who have made Hot Toys before. So it's kind of a Hot Toys offshoot. Either way, I mean, who cares what the name on the tin says? It's the quality of the figure. And this looks pretty amazing. Time to take a quick pause for the cause and tell you guys all about this episode's sponsor. And you know them by now. It is, of course, Legendsverse, the one-stop shop for all your action figure collecting needs. Whether it's Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, NECA, McFarlane, Mafex, even now Mythic Legion, Star Wars Black Series, they don't stop adding content to this website. Not only can you use it to catalog and coordinate all of your action figures, you can mark down what you've got pre-ordered, when it's coming out, you can make want lists of figures that you need to get, you can do different categories and subgroups so you can build out different teams. For someone who enjoys putting and organizing things in different categories and places, it's very satisfying. Plus, you can go back into the archives and see where we've come from. You can go right back to the start of the Marvel Legends toy line, see everything that's come out, search by different character names so that you can see how many different versions of each character there is. Turns out, there's quite a lot of Wolverines out there. So go give them a follow. I don't know what else to tell you. Or if I haven't sold you on it, then, well, they shouldn't be sponsoring me, really, because that'd be terrible. Hopefully I have, though. Go check them out. You'll be glad you did. Available now for pre-order from your regular retailers are the McFarlane Call of Duty Spawn figures. So I showed the preview pictures a couple of days ago. Now we've got the full reveals, and they look exactly like you would expect. $30 each, which is sort of in line for these McFarlane figures. I'm starting to understand better why sometimes I don't vibe too much with the McFarlane ones. Someone pointed out in the comments a while ago how their proportions, their torso length and their arms and stuff, sometimes it's a little bit off, and I think that's maybe what's catching my eye. But that only really relates to the human-looking figures. When you've got a monster like Spawn or something demonic or just inhuman, then it actually doesn't look too bad. The proportions kind of work, and Spawn is just... Todd McFarlane struck gold when he came up with that design, because he just took all the coolest elements of other characters like Spider-Man and Batman and sort of smooshed them together into an original creation, and now it just looks cool in pretty much any form. And this is no exception. And Spawn, with his character, it makes sense that he would actually, of all the characters to cross over with Call of Duty, Spawn being a military commando character who frequently uses guns and ammo and pockets and pouches, like, that works for the character. So I'm okay with this. And these look pretty decent, actually. I'm just going to look, actually, in real time. Going to do some real-time research, just to prove that I actually do, like, research things sometimes. Okay, this is kind of funny, though. So one of these, the one with the cape here, Call of Duty Spawn, there's no other name for it, yeah. He's got a cloth cape. You know what doesn't have a cloth cape? The more expensive Kickstarter Medieval Spawn. That's That's kind of weird. Why is the cheaper figure getting the better cape, and the one that people have to pre-order in advance and spend twice as much money on got a plastic cape? It's a little bit funny, that one. All right, I'd be interested. Todd McFarlane, answers on the postcard. Send them my way. I'd like to know. In the meantime, though, these guys, they look pretty decent. Tamashii Nations have shown just a little sneak peek image of their upcoming Peter B. Parker with little baby May strapped to him. It's just the first image, so I won't linger on it, but it looks like it's going to be another really fun addition to the Spider-Verse. They're kind of killing it, SH Figure Arts, with their Spider-Verse figures. This won't be any exception, I don't think, even with the fluffy nightgown that he's wearing. The baby looks super cute. I kind of dig this already. Yoshi bitch. Let's go. Ash and... who is it, actually? Ash and Cheryl Williams. I was so focused on the Ash quote that I forgot who the other part of that 2-pack was. Ash and Cheryl Williams from Evil Dead 2, which of course was the more comedic remake of the original Evil Dead, which then led on to the glory that was Army of Darkness. This looks like a lot of fun. NECA doing what they do best, recreating horror characters in their own inimitable style. Whew! That's a 6-point word right there. Ash looks great. The Bruce Campbell likeness looks pretty much spot on. Cheryl looks terrifying as well. And it's a pretty nice looking 2-pack. So this is going to be $69.99. NECA always skew a little bit more expensive than your average, well, I was going to say 6-inch figures, but NECA are more kind of like McFarlane 7-inch, give or take, aren't they? Or maybe they're somewhere in the middle. But you get a lot of bang for your buck, a lot of accessories. This is a great set for you Evil Dead fans. But just kind of reminds me that we still are long overdue. Just a badass Army of Darkness Ash. A definitive Ash with the boomstick, the chainsaw, like he looks in his fight with the Pit Witch. Where is this? I mean, I know that we had like a McFarlane Movie Maniacs one literally decades ago, but a modern version of that Ash from NECA? Oof, that would sell like hotcakes. In the meantime, though, we got this one, and it's going to be released around about January of next year, so you can look forward to it then. McFarlane have a couple of DC Multiverse exclusives up on Amazon. First of all, we're getting the animated 3-pack of Supergirl, Poison Ivy, and Electro Lady. I knew as soon as I started saying the names, one of them was going to get me stuck. And now I'm looking at the notes here, and I can't even see the names of the characters. So you're going to sit here while I look them up, because that's what we do here. Livewire. There you go. Livewire. McFarlane Toys, the new Batman Adventures, Poison Ivy, Livewire, Supergirl, Girls Night Out, 3-pack gold label, $60. There you go. All the pertinent information that I should have checked before filming this segment. So yeah, that's up on pre-order on Amazon right now, which apparently these 3 figures are from a 5-pack that came out back in 2017. So a little bit of repackaging and representing there. What's old is new again. And speaking of which, there is also the Solomon Grundy and Batman 2-pack with some new paint jobs. And yeah, okay, it's a gold label thing. It's for you more hardcore collectors. $40, so $20 a piece. And hey, Solomon Grundy looks kind of fun. He actually, when I first saw him for a second, I thought looks a bit like Nemesis from Age of Apocalypse with the glowing orange with the skeleton inside. Just makes me want a Nemesis figure now. Come on, Hasbro. You know you want to make that. In the meantime, though, I gotta stop saying in the meantime. That's one of my go-to phrases. In the meantime, though, you can pre-order these on Amazon. So yeah, do that. Or not. It's not up to me. Continuing my coverage of the Loose Collector Burning Hammer line, which has really just kind of sparked my interest. I'm loving seeing all the new stuff from this. We have the official release information for the first 2 figures. They're going to be like the pilots for this wave. So let me make sure I get this right. Burning Hammer pre-order is live. Master Wei Lee and Montez Lee. This is a 2-figure pilot release. With enough support, we will keep the toy line going with 3 to 4 figures per succeeding wave. So if you want to build out your Street Fighter style World Warriors, then this is super fun, because we're going to get all these different martial arts styles from all around the world. So the figures are going to range in price from $40 to $45 depending on where you buy them from, estimated for the first quarter of next year, and the pre-order period is open until the end of October. So get your orders in now, and from the pictures I've seen, these scale beautifully with your Jada Street Fighter figures and your Legends, so great brand integration there. Whew, Looks like another winner from Loose Collector. I'm really hoping this takes off because I want to see what the different representations of the different martial arts styles are going to be. This could be a really fun line to follow. Let's see what the future holds. Up for pre-order now on Super7.com is their Ultimates Lord Daikon figure. This actually looks real nice. Lord Daikon, the alternate reality Tommy, who rather than becoming the Green Ranger, the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, he actually becomes the nemesis of the Power Rangers. And when he does, he gets a badass looking costume, which actually, now that I say that, looks like a combination of the Green and White Ranger. I don't know the story myself, I just know the little blurb of lore, so maybe he became the Green and White Ranger, then became Lord Daikon. I don't know. What I do know is that he's a beloved character, and this is a wicked looking action figure. So yeah, Super 7, you kind of crushed it with this one by the looks of things. $55, as I said, available for pre-order now, so if you're a hardcore Power Rangers fan, this one might be a no-brainer, especially actually the Jason David Frank face likeness as well. That looks really good too. Got different head sculpts. Yeah, I'm not even that big of a Power Rangers fan, and I would be tempted by this. This looks pretty badass. Not to be outdone by Super 7 though, Hasbro Pulse are doing their own Power Rangers line with the core cast, plus Green Ranger and White Ranger as well. These are going to be $35 each, and curiously, they're listed as 7-inch scale, so slightly bigger than your average Marvel Legends or G.I. Joes. I don't know why they would make them slightly bigger, because I like the integration with everything, but here we are. So these are up for pre-order now, and they're going to be available around about November, hopefully. And they do say deluxe, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, I don't know. What's your definition of deluxe? Because I'm just seeing an action figure with their weapon. That's just an action figure. I don't know what's too deluxe about it. Where's the unmasked head sculpt? Where's any extra effects to make it a bit more zhuzhed up? The metallic paint looks kind of nice, so there's some good stuff there, but I don't know. I think people bandy around the word deluxe a little bit too much. Look forward to the next episode of Model Behaviour Deluxe Good News. What's deluxe about it? I don't know. Seems everyone's using that word these days. Up for pre-order now on Hasbro Pulse are the 2-pack of the Jiggity-Boos, the thingamybobs. I don't want to look down, I'm going to have to look down. The Outriders. That's what they're called. I would never have got that. And my brain had nothing close to Outriders on it at all. So the Outriders, we're getting a 2-pack so you can start army building your Avengers Endgame display. These are okay. These look fine. It's $60, which is a lot of money, but you would expect that maybe if they were individual, they'd be $30 each because they got the extra arms and they're a little bit bigger. So the two of them together as a 2-pack, it kind of tracks. It kind of tracks price-wise. For me personally, I'm amazed that we still don't have the Chitauri, like just the big bads from the first Avengers movie. I think those are the main ones that people would love to army build, but for whatever reason, we don't have them. But we've got these guys instead. So if you want to start building out this epic big endgame display, well, it's probably going to cost you a pretty penny, because if memory serves right, there were quite a lot of these guys in that battle. Shark Toys. I don't know who Shark Toys are. This is a new name to me, and a new looking figure as well, but I'm getting a big bang of World of Warcraft. This has got to be a World of Warcraft inspired thing, surely. I'm guessing 1/6 scale? Yes, it is 1/6 scale. I just needed to read the text that was in front of me. We've got this Banshee King movable doll is what it's classified as in this little write-up here. So basically a Hot Toys Witch King type character. Looks gorgeous. I mean, beautiful. If you're a World of Warcraft player, you probably know exactly who this is, or who it's at least based on. But just looking at the design, I love it. It's one of my favorite things. Sexy witch, dressed in purple. Yeah, okay, boom. Now that I think about it, I just described Agatha Harkness. I'm looking forward to that show. And you guys might be looking forward to this action figure if you pre-order it. I don't know where you can pre-order it from. Maybe Ami, maybe 5K Toys. I've just got the reveal pictures here, but looking at these alone, they look pretty darn good to me. Shark Toys are also doing from their not World of Warcraft line. I can't see any World of Warcraft licensing, so I guess it's an independent thing. But we're getting a 1/6 scale Frost Demon King. Special edition, apparently. I don't know what's specifically special, if they've done a previous one and now this is a new version. It does have LED features though. Those glowing eyes in the pictures, that ain't a little bit of photo trickery. That apparently he has LEDs in the eyes so you can get this awesome looking kind of glow coming from him. He does look amazing. And also, I'm kind of thinking it's 1/6 scale, yes, but also it's mythical fantasy sorcery. So you could put him in with the Mythic Legions and he's just a giant demon king. Whew, it's deadly when you start doing that. That's the logic that makes me want to buy Mondo's Whiplash. Because I'm like, yeah, he can just be a giant. No, it's not Whiplash, it's Beastman. Anyway, that's a different figure, and one that I will not be buying. It's about $500, but the logic still tracks. Stop me if I'm wrong. If I'm lying, I'm dying. This guy looks awesome, though. Probably going to be available at 5K Toys, but I don't have a specific website. But I'm going to keep an eye out because he does look pretty awesome. Star Ace Toys are showing off some new pictures of their upcoming Peter Venkman and Winston Zedmore figures. 1/6 scale, so Hot Toys kind of scale. The likenesses look really good. At first I thought, oh, this is going to be one of those Spirit Catchers type releases. One of these don't call it Ghostbusters things. But actually, no, I can see the licensing, I can see the logos, the proper character names. This looks fully legit. Star Ace Toys, they don't mess about. They get the likeness and they recreate it pretty darn well. I mean, these look really, really good. Peter Venkman, in particular, there's almost, I don't know, maybe a little bit of an uncanny valley sort of thing where it looks so lifelike, but not exactly Peter Venkman, that your brain's like, I don't know, maybe I'm being too hypercritical. I don't like super realistic things because of that reason. My brain just goes, oof, no, it's right, but it's not. But if you can get past that because you don't have such an under-evolved ape-like brain that I do, then you can get some good-looking Ghostbusters on your shelves. You want a weird, unusual curiosity of a Transformers figure? How about this? Let me read off the name, because there's no way I'm committing this to memory. This is the International Tokyo Toy Show 2024 Takara Transformers 40th Anniversary Bump of Chicken Base. Optimus Prime. Literally, what is listed here, Bump of Chicken Base. I live in Japan, and I don't even know what that could possibly be a direct translation of. Nope, I got nothing. But friend of the show, Eric Fullen, who posts up all of this news, said that it pretty much looks like Optimus Prime through the view of the Predator. And I can kind of see that, actually. A brightly coloured, kind of, I don't know, it almost looks like a prototype version of a toy. And they're like, oh no, we'll do the proper colouring later. I like it. It's a weird curiosity. And I guess that maybe Tokyo Toy Show might be the only place you can find it, besides Model Behaviour, where we cover just about everything, no matter how bizarrely random it might be. From Mega Man X, Kotobukiya are doing Black Zero. This is a model kit, but it's one of those easy to assemble, snap together, pre-painted model kits. You know, the good ones that don't require skill or talent at all. That's the sweet spot for Dave. I really love some of the Mega Man X designs. It's cool how the character has evolved throughout the years, and they've gone from, I remember the original box art of Mega Man was like a weird tubby looking dude, which they kind of parodied in one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, or was it Street Fighter Tekken? One of those games. There's like a fat middle-aged Mega Man, and it's like, whew, that character's come a long way. And the designs of the different offshoots of the characters, like Black Zero here, now they just look cool and sleek and anime-ish, but still with that very cartoony, classic Mega Man look. I dig them. And Kotobukiya, they've done a good job with this guy. Want some pretty pictures with zero pertinent information? Don't worry, Model Behaviour's got you covered. Specifically with the TB League. So I'm familiar with this manufacturer. TB League Hathor. 1/6 scale figure. I love the look of it, but yeah, I don't know where this is from or what they're doing, but I do know that what they're doing is making a good looking action figure, certainly. So if you want to build out some kind of 1/6 scale Egyptian monarchy kind of display, well, you're going to need a queen, and looks like TB League, they're going to have you covered. SH Figure Arts adding more characters to their Kamen Rider line. Let me read this off here. This is Kamen Rider Fire Gotchard Daybreak Steam Hopper. Okay, gonna be available, scheduled for release March of next year, going up for pre-order today. So there are thousands of these Kamen Rider figures, and for, I guess, the Kamen Rider faithful, each one they're just banger after banger, I would imagine. So if you're a Kamen Rider fan, if there are any Kamen Rider fans watching this, I'm dubious if there are, but I'll cover them regardless, because sometimes it's just nice to talk about stuff. So this guy, hitting pretty soon, looks like another winner. You know, if you're anything like me, you've often thought to yourself, Transformers are awesome, but they just don't look tasty enough. Well, don't worry, because P Bandai have got you covered with their Chogokin Azuki Bar Robo. It's a Transformers ice cream. Does what it says on the tin. So this thing is going to be released around about April of next year and priced pretty expensive, actually, 13,750 yen, which equates to about $100, give or take. That's a lot for a delicious looking Transformer, but on a hot summer's day, can you really put a price on it? All right, new part of the show, Curiosity Corner, where I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know what this is, but I just saw the pictures posted by Eric Fullen, friend of the show, in the Fullen Report. Maybe it's just a custom piece. It might be. It's a Japanese cyborg android-looking creation with a Gatling gun sticking out of his stomach, which, judging by some other pictures here, is probably based on a weird Japanese movie, probably something that was released by Tartan Extreme. Any cinephiles about my age would remember how Tartan Extreme were the big release label for all the weird Japanese movies in the 2000s. This looks like it probably fell under that umbrella. So this might not be a commercially released figure, just a weird custom curiosity, but it's one that I wanted to share with you guys, because whatever it is, it looks pretty awesome. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. You see this? This is my chainsaw. It's not a boomstick. They're doing the chainsaw. But what a chainsaw this is. Of course, it's the chainsaw from Army of Darkness. If you want to do a Bruce Campbell Ash cosplay, then you're going to need the proper chainsaw hand. This is $130. And actually, I gotta say, for what it is and the price, that's not crazy. I mean, you think like lightsabers and other similar props, that's kind of right in there. You might think, yeah, but you could just get a chainsaw for that price. Try wearing a chainsaw on your hand all day for cosplay. Those things are freaking heavy. It's not as easy as it sounds. An actual light prop replica that you can have that's actually designed for your hands to fit into, with the sounds and everything as well. I really love this. I did cosplay once as Ash years and years and years ago, and it kind of makes me want to do it again, because I love the look of this. I can actually hear the Army of Darkness theme in my head right now, and it's getting me kind of pumped. I like what I'm looking at here. Beast Kingdom are ready to break all of our hearts with this Lion King statue. I mean, it's beautiful, but at the same time, like, I don't know, you might want to just title this Moments Before Heartbreak. This is probably a lot of children's first experience with pain and heartache and loss, was the death of Mufasa in The Lion King. Spoilers, by the way. But if you can look past that and you just want a beautiful statue of Father Lion with little lion cub son, then yeah, this is glorious. It's gorgeous, but no, my heart couldn't take looking at this. I'll be like, oh, I want you guys to be so happy, and I know you won't be. In video game news, coming March of next year is Atomfall, which really has my attention because it looks a little bit like Fallout, but based in the English countryside. And the second I saw a red phone box, I was like, oh, this is some weird nostalgic kind of vibes. And from a little write-up that I've read about it, it seems like it's a little bit Fallout-y, but with some more kind of detective-style investigative sort of elements to it as well, with some RPG mechanics. Oh, you're saying all the right things. And then with the trailer going into post-apocalyptic old English villages and pubs, and seeing all these kind of things that evoke sense memories of like 1980s Dave childhood in the countryside. Yeah, I could be all over this, so I just wanted to shout this out as an exciting upcoming project from the video game spectrum of things, because we don't often talk about games, but when I see something I like, I'm going to reference it, and this looks pretty interesting. Over in Custom Corner, quick shout out to Rain Sifra, who I saw posted this beautiful cel-shaded Wolverine, which just makes you realize what a real cel-shaded character could look like if the heart was put into it, and the time and money. I appreciate there's a time and money element, but just look at what can be done. I'd have no problem with cel-shaded figures if this is how they came out. Dude, absolutely amazing work. Happy to shout this out, and hopefully, I just saw this as a Facebook post. Hopefully I can find this dude's Instagram, because if he's making more figures like this, then Lord knows I want to see him. Today's cosplay cover artist is Jade Cargill, WWE superstar and previous contributor to Cosplay Corner, because, oh my goodness, I want to put these pictures in my thumbnails because Lord knows they are rather eye-catching. Absolutely incredible human being. In the RPG of life, she put a lot of skill points into looks and charisma, and she owns it. She's kind of the centerpiece of the WWE women's division now. I feel like after 5 years, her wrestling hasn't quite caught up to where she needs to be, but honestly, when you've got this look and charisma about you, the wrestling is going to come along eventually. It's okay. In the meantime, though, she just looks absolutely phenomenal. Every time I see a new photo set, I'm like, okay, well, you're going back on the thumbnail, because dang it, I can think of no one more superhuman looking in the real world. Jade Cargill, still killing it. And finally, a cute little animal story to round out the news. Very Ron Burgundy. It's very much like, can you believe that? That squirrel is water skiing. Compelling. Rich. So the dog that played Dogpool in Deadpool and Wolverine is doing autographs for an upcoming Funko Pop. And they're just like putting a little bit of ink on its paw and just doing the little paw prints for the autographs. Be still my heart. It's so adorable. And it looks like the dog's having a good time doing it. It's a sweet little thing. I assume it's having a good time. It's hard to tell what that poor creature's thinking. I hope it's happier than it looks, because I think it was officially England's ugliest dog. I think that's how they cast the little critter. But anyway, this is an adorable story. So let me know if you get an officially signed paw print Funko Pop. I think that's kind of cute. And folks, that does it for good news for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. Got to join the 6-1 clicks. How do you do that? You click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. But if you want to go one step beyond, and I know some of you do, then you can get yourself a YouTube channel membership. And by doing that, then you can take part in all of the live streams that I do, all the member exclusive chats, the exclusive videos. There's a lot of exclusivity. It's a pretty exclusive club. But you're welcome to join, and it's just a couple of bucks a month, buys me a pint, and gets me to do more of these videos, which is something I enjoy doing anyway. But don't tell anyone I would do it for free, okay? That would ruin the whole scheme. It's not a scheme! It's kind of a scheme. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for joining. It's not a scheme. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time.